Okay, let's go now. Let's go. Okay, we're going to start the meeting. Everybody have a seat. To start the meeting, we have Al Cobra. You're going to be the Sergeant at Arms today. Dave had surgery. He's back. We're glad to have you back, Dave. Okay, we start the meeting with the reading of the minutes. Wait, what's that?
How many delegates?
Oh, we have 42.
Thank you.
Needs to know this. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming. Would you mind, please, silencing your cell phones? We're going to start with the reminder that the minutes of the April meeting appear in the May edition of the Cobrua Reporter, which was put out very late, the 4th and the 5th this month. Has anyone found any omissions, additions, or corrections to last month's minutes? Is there any objection to accepting them as published in the Cobrua Reporter? Thank you.
Okay, President's report. Next Monday, we have people coming here from the Board of Elections between 10 and 12 in the clubhouse. If you want, a lot of people's, I know mine has, your signature has changed. So if you vote by mail, you can change your signature there. You don't have to go or make a phone call. They'll be in here next Monday from 10 to 12. Sure.
For all of the people who vote by mail, you will, under the new statutes, you have to renew that now every 2 years. So any of you who do vote by mail, you've got to reapply. And when this person from the office is here in 2 weeks, they will be helping you to do that also, I think and I hope.
Okay, Lynn, Treasurer's report. You have a mic?
Good morning. Our month-ending balance in the checking account is $16,694. Our CD is $37,237 for a total of $53,931. Last month's balance was $51,890. Any questions? Yes?
Yes, just a minute now. Please tell us who you are, please.
Suzanne Schieber, Newcastle. I'm very appreciative that you do all these numbers and report them to us, and I've been coming to these meetings for about 5 years. I have no idea what it means. Is that a good number? Is it a bad number? I hear, it's going up or down a little bit month to month, but could you give me some meaning for it?
It's not a great number. Don't forget about the CD in our regular checking account. When our newspaper had double the amount of advertisers, we had double the amount of income, and we had much more everyday money. Now it's just minimum.
So, is there a plan for if the money maker is the Cobrua Reporter and it's not making money, is there a plan for income replacement, or is it just
Yes,
dwindle?
we could always raise the dues for Cobrua.
Okay, so those are the only two options for.
More advertising, which would raise the dues.
Okay, so is that an active campaign to advertise more?
Not really.
Okay, so,
You have to ask the president.
okay.
Over my head.
Anyone else? Okay, can we have security?
We have a
And just one thing, is there any way to turn down this air conditioning?
Good morning.
Okay, let's go.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Denali Silva. I'm the office manager for United, and I'm here to report some numbers for the month of March. Okay. Miles patrolled 4,659. Pre-authorization calls to the gatehouse was 3,380. Commercial vehicles and vendors 2,651. Food deliveries 2,592. Fire rescues 150. AMR 25 in the whole village.
Okay, yeah, we'll get to you in a minute. Hal, we have some people who have questions here. Raise your hand, he'll get to you. Keep your hands raised so he knows, I know who you are. Okay, I see. Yes,
Good morning. My name is Mona Lloyd, and I'm from Dorset. My question, first of all, thank you for your report. I appreciate that information. My question to you is, as a resident and as a director of my building, and I guess what would be of great value to me would be information such as are cars being vandalized, are people having any security issues on the facility, things like that, that would actually help me report back to my building safety concerns or other things that might be happening that they're not aware of. I mean, it's interesting to know how many miles are driven and how many contractors come. But that doesn't help me with security as far as is my apartment safe, is my car safe, are people being, you know, harassed or with any issues of that nature? Could we get that information from security?
Yes, next monthly meeting, we can include those information. Most of the times what we have here in the village, it's like domestic disputes between neighbors, that it's vandalizing each other's cars, throwing eggs and, you know, things like that. Crimes from outside, we don't have that many incidents in the village. But on the next month, I can definitely have that input in our report.
And it's wonderful to hear that we don't have those type of things happening, but the fact that we don't get that information makes it difficult to communicate it.
Very good,
Thank you so much.
no problem.
Al, we have two people. We have this lady here, we have the gentleman back there.
I'm Mildred, I'm the director of Mansfield G. I don't know if this is the proper time to ask my question. I stand corrected. How many cars are allowed per owner to park in the parking lot
That's not a
of
security
the
question.
G?
That's not a security question, that's an association question. Bring that up at the association meeting.
Okay.
You're talking about where you live, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, bring it up to your next,
Okay. Is the decal mandatory on the car?
No.
No. Are you allowed to cover your car?
That's another association question.
Are you allowed to back in?
That's another association question.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, gentleman had his hand up right there.
So, Martin Fish from Rexford. So I know this issue has been discussed before, but we at Rexford are still confused. What is the rule about deliveries on Saturday and Sunday? And we're specifically interested in the issue of, say, furniture deliveries and stuff like that.
Deliveries are Monday to Friday. If a association has what we're working with the association, if you have a contractor is specific to do work for the community, then you come to Miss Judy and give her the information, but it's Monday to Friday. I'm
Okay,
sorry,
good.
deliveries 7 days a week, constructions Monday to Friday.
Delivery, so a furniture delivery is okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, Fred had his hand up too. Give Fred back to you.
Oh, I have the mic, yeah. I want to go back to the question, the lady in the back about the incident reports. Annalise, there used to be a report that was given to the presidents every month that listed all the incidents by category. Is that still done, or has that been eliminated?
No, it's still done. I can provide that every month.
Okay, so the presidents do get a report every month of the incidents within the village?
We provide that report.
Well, there's your answer, because if you go to the president of your association,
They haven't given it out now. Distributed a while.
Okay, I'll make sure that you guys receive it.
okay, thank you.
Yes, Fred.
Good morning, delegates. Fred Happy, Cornwall. My question goes to the gate admission policy. It has come to my attention through interviews with people, including former security directors of Century Village Boca, that there is an open door, just say pray policy, that anybody that pulls up to our gates merely has to say they're going to pray. And I understand that prayers are held morning, noon, and night. So we do not have really effective security if all one has to do is say you're going to the temple. Also, once that person is admitted, what's to stop them from going to any of the rec facilities like the pool or the tennis and so on? This is a huge gap in our security. I would like M&O to please replace it, fix this. Now, I understand that there's an interest conflict between the chairman of M&O, who's also CFO of the temple, and it's not in the temple's interest to fix this, but it's in Century Village Security's interest to fix this. So if the chairman of M&O, can't decide what his allegiance is, he can only serve one master. Thank you very much, delegates, for listening.
Thank you. Let me add two issues. To get one out of the way first was, in general, if you could give information out that we can compare with something the month before or what, as was done with the previous one. In terms of the temple and its neighbors, the synagogue, I think both of us say we have no problem in having a tighter system. It's in the best interest of the synagogues. Not in your interest, it's the best interest of the synagogues. And as far as we know, we do not have any major number of people coming in without having called in advance. But we're willing and anxious to work with SendWest in finding a proper way of handling it.
And I would like to add to that as well, that anyone that comes from outside for the temple to visit for any service, we take their name, which temple they're going. If they are coming with, by car, we take the license plates. We try to gather as much information as possible for that person at the gate.
Okay, yes, Stan.
It's more than just saying I'm going to the temple. We have the attorney for Senville looking into it because it's a sort of a complex issue and we're trying to get a legal answer on how to handle it. And there's no conflict.
Yes, sir. Al, see that gentleman back there has his hand up? He'll come to you, sir. Just tell us who you are and where you live, please.
Evgeny Litva, Clinton. I just have a question to the board members. You just said that there is no conflict. God forbid something happening with any temple visitors on the road between the gate and the temple. Whose insurance working? Who's gonna pay for it?
That's right.
Anybody from the temple want to answer that?
This would be I'm gonna try to answer based on our experience. This would be a incident or car accident like everyone else. They would have to give their insurance information, their personal insurance information. Like we had some accidents here in the village that we called the police, and the police will put the person driving the car that caused the accident or involved in the accident, and to give their information.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm very sorry, but what about the people who walking, not driving?
Apply to the incidents involved.
There's an accident, the police.
The police is gonna collect the information for everyone involved.
Yes, Al, she has a hand up. Al, this woman has a hand up right there.
I guess I want to take it a step further. I don't turn the news on any morning anymore, and we all hear the same thing, and that's active shooters. Have we given any consideration to any kind of drills or what's happening if something like that would occur, whether it be the temple or whether it be at one of our facilities? I mean, it's a horrible thing to ask, but it's happening every day.
Unfortunately, it is true nowadays. We have a procedure in place for the clubhouse and for the gates. And we are active and always train our guards to do, reminding them what to do in situations like this.
Aldi Dorset. I think at this juncture, we should, and I stated this I'm an MNO member, I stated this at the MNO. I think at this juncture, we should really think about our security. Because right now, I've had a lot of experience with security. Some of it's not been pleasant. We're going to put barriers up, I assume, at the door so nobody can drive a bus in here and jump out with an AK-47 and start killing people. I think we better really seriously think about tightening up our security. Because right now, my opinion of it, it's a paper tiger and everybody knows it. And if you're gonna let people in just on one word without any identification at all, I think it's a disaster waiting to happen. We really should think about it. Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, yes, Ted?
I think everybody has to look for the most reasonable way we should operate according to the times that we have right now. So I can agree with you on that. But if every person here is going to be stopped every time you come in and somebody says, you know, they come in and they have that decal on the car, but they've had that decal for 5 years. Maybe the guy's a bad guy now and we don't know. So we should stop and ask him too. You can go too far with this. I think I think you should be aware. Those who are concerned, the synagogues have meetings with the police where they come and talk to us about what should be done. The M&O committee is looking into things. If each association wants to do something with their association, they should. It's the time to do it, but you're not gonna find 100% answers to all your issues because the cars will be lined up out Lions Road in both directions if you're gonna stop and interview and ID every person to the satisfaction of everybody here.
Karen from Rexford. I am under the impression that the Orthodox Temple has cards that they give their members to get into their doors, so therefore they are protected. I do think that in fairness to everybody else, there should be something more done here. I don't understand why the Orthodox Temple is protecting themselves if they're not concerned about security.
Did you have your hand Did you have your hand up?
Felix Wadish, Mansfield. I want to thank you for finally changing the call-in gate. It's now 2 days. I appreciate that. That's the way it should have been, where it was several years ago. And now you could call in for a person today and tomorrow. Thank you for doing that.
Any other questions on security?
Harold?
Yes. This is the last, that's it.
Sorry. That's all right. Just a quick follow-up. Yes, Torah does issue ID cards, but in my opinion, whatever SendWest decides to do should be based on their office's ID card. We can't have 3 different flavors of ID cards, this one from this place, this one from that. It's too confusing to the gate guards. There's a high turnover. It's enough to have them trained in what the ID looks like, much less all these different things, other things, religious institutions. So please, make it based on Century Village ID if you're going to credential these visitors to the temple.
Okay.
A non-resident congregant card is what I'm suggesting. Thank you.
Maybe I don't understand what you're saying, but the card that we're talking about in Torah is not used at the gate to come in. It's used to walk in to the building at certain times. That's all.
Okay, anything else? Yes.
Marvin Katz, fan shop. What is the difficulty in just issuing some kind of an ID pass for these people that go to the synagogue? Why is it so difficult?
In answer to your question, I'm an officer in Temple Beth Shalom, the conservative synagogue. For more than 10 years, we've issued a sticker that goes on the car identifying that this person is a member of the synagogue. And even though we have the sticker on, they still have to show ID as they enter. So we've taken that into consideration years ago.
Some people don't know, yes, sir. No, but people want to know, sir. Okay, yes, ma'am.
Good morning, Michelle from Lincoln A. I have a question. If this is a closed community, correct? Gated community, correct? We here at Temple Shalom want to open a medical center. I hope nobody vote yes, because we don't want here everybody come and walk around on the property. We have enough problems here now with the security. Thank you. I want answer.
This is it.
I don't know where you got your information, but the medical center is strictly for residents of Century Village. In order to get into the medical center, you must show your ID card. So if somebody's gonna wander in from the outside, they can't get in.
That's just the beginning, and then if you.
And that's also the end.
Excuse me.
Thank you.
I
It's,
listen
you
when
guys,
talk.
you answered your question, man.
I listen when you talk, thank you, and I will listen to him. That's the beginning. And we're finishing like fan show, what's going on there. It will be the same on the whole property. People will not go vote for that.
Okay. Then I think that's it with the security at the gate, the synagogue and the temple. Okay. Stanley, thank you. Annalise, thank you.
What am I doing? Community
You.
affairs?
M&O.
M&O? How's about that?
M&O, then,
All right.
the community affairs also.
Okay, I'll do community affairs also because I'm older and I'll take the precedent of doing it. Last week, the commission voted 5-2 in favor of allowing GL Homes to build a project north of Clintmore and west of 441. This has now gone to the state to review, and they should come back with a decision in about August. Any questions on that subject? Okay, let's go to community, M&O. We met, no, questions only now from delegates. Our last meeting was April 19th, 2023. Present was Judy Milliken, VP and Site Administrator, Monica Wells, Chief Financial Officer, Dan Cruz, Regional Facilities Manager, and Laura Coffey, Attorney for Senville. 5 committee members were present, 2 were out due to illness. The meeting started with a presentation from Accenture Insurance and Assured Partners Insurance. Assured is the one that we've been using. The service has been excellent, so the committee decided to continue working with Assured as the insurance broker. Here are some of the highlights of our meeting. Due to heavy winds and adverse weather, the awning in the clubhouse tennis court had to be repaired. Yellow reflective striping will be placed around the islands on the roadways as well as in other areas. Flashing crosswalk lights have been approved by the engineer and now are in order. This is a tougher one. The bicycle lanes it takes in logistics as well as safety, so even though we keep saying we're looking into it, there's no easy answer, so the answer again is we're looking into it. We're waiting for an engineer's report about possibility of putting a wall up on Lyons Road instead of how it looks today. The roof damage to the outdoor pool is being reviewed and we're waiting for a cost for repairs. A meeting with the association presidents is scheduled to review the water line takeover by the county. This is the 12-inch lines. Laura Coffey, attorney for Senville, gave us an update on how best to resolve the road damages caused by Academy buses, and it's still in the negotiation period. A question came up about speedway citations, which is not an easy answer, so we tabled it to go on for further study. The meeting was running rather late, so we delayed or deferred Academy's report and Security's report, which we'll take up in the next month's agenda. Any questions regarding the report? Hearing none, thank you.
Okay, Sid, Cobra.
Okay, there's really nothing new to report, no new activity on the Cobra group for this month, but I would like to refer you all, there was a wonderful article in this month's Cobrua Reporter. Many of you probably don't read it, but Susan Meltzer, and I thank her for it, put together all the, not all of them, but yeah, actually it probably was all the questions, she's nodding yes, that were asked at the February meeting. And it's a full page in this month's Cobrua Reporter, all the questions that were asked and the way they were answered by our council. So I recommend it to you, and if any of your neighbors ask, you know, what's going on, tell them to read the reporter. Thank you.
Any questions for Sid? Okay, old business, any old business? Any new business? I have something on new business. Usually in the summer, we do away with these meetings, so we need a motion to not have the meetings in June and July, and August, June, July, and August. What we do is, what we usually do is we suspend the meetings, but if there's one that has to be called, I can call one. We have a motion to suspend the meetings? Okay, second. You got the names? I have to get the names for him because he's always yelling at me. I see the hands, but you don't get the names. Okay, so you got the names? You ready? Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? You opposed? Okay, one abstention. One. So carried, okay? Anything else under new business? What's that? One person, one gentleman did. Okay, good welfare for the residents only, anything? Good welfare for the, for the delegates, anything for the residents? Okay, it's up to you. Okay, just go down here, give them your name and where you're from and tell us what you want to do. That's the procedure. Thank you. You have 2 minutes, so we'll warn you before we cut you off. Okay, let's go.
Hello again, it's Fred Hadley from Cornwall. I want to discuss a policy matter about this clubhouse. Now, I know that the governing documents that we all agreed to say that there's no fundraising, religious, or political activities in this building. That is the rule of the clubhouse. However, the builder, meaning the Levies, they can waive that rule anytime they want. We've had Joe Biden in that lobby out there. We've had Lois Frankel right in this room. So when the builder wants to let political activities take place, he can do that. It's his house. Now, up in Century Village, West Palm Beach, which I like to call our sister village, they allow the Democrat and the Republican club to meet in the clubhouse. Now, the Democratic and Republican club here has to meet in the temple because Levy won't allow them to have the same privilege that he allows uptown. This is a conflict of interest again because the revenue from these meetings is benefiting Temple Beth Shalom. It is not benefiting the residents of Century Village, many of whom don't have cars, would have to take two buses to get to the temple, many of whom might not be comfortable going to a political meeting in a religious house, especially with heightened security about attacks on religious institutions. I think it's high time that this community, through M&O, decide whether they're working for Temple Beth Shalom or whether they're working for the community at large. And we must get these, and also up in West Palm, they allow the politicians and candidates for political office to come to the equivalent of their Cobrua meeting and make their 2-minute or 3-minute speech every election season. We do not get that benefit.
Okay.
What's wrong with this picture? The answer is M&O chairman has a conflict of interest. Thank you kindly.
Okay, that's.
Point of order.
Yes.
Who?
Hold on 1 second.
I would like to-
Wait 1 second.
I would like to ask.
Let me just explain something that this man is trying to cause trouble with. Not once did we solicit any of these political parties to come and have a meeting in our building. Since they were not allowed to have it in the clubhouse, they came to us, and at a very reasonable rate, because we do have expenses in the temple, we allow them to have their meetings. So to cause trouble, and this guy likes to cause trouble, we're just accommodating people.
Here's what happened.
Can I,
No,
I have,
no, I have it first. Here's what really happened. We did not allow the vice president to come into the clubhouse. What had happened was, I'm the president of the Democratic Club. When I became president of the Democratic Club, I met with Mr. Levy, and I asked him if he could open up the clubhouse. He said no. I said, how come they do it in West Palm? He said, I learned my lesson in West Palm. I don't want it here. The vice president, Biden, who was not the president, called me and asked to come into the clubhouse. I told them, and Stanley will verify this, they can't come into the clubhouse. That's why we went into the temple. Also, the clubhouse cannot have the number of people that the temple did. We had 1,200 people in there that day. This room can't handle 1,200 people, I don't believe. It was good. The vice president went there. As far as the meetings, I'll tell you, Mr. Levy said, no, he's not gonna do it. We asked him a couple times, he said, nope, we're not gonna do it.
Joe Biden was in the lobby.
That's it.
okay, I would just like to add and make it very simple. The Levy family owns the clubhouse. The M&O can make all the suggestions they want. If he doesn't want to do it, we would have to go to court and try to do it. It's just it's just not doable. It's too expensive, time consuming, and we really have a good relationship pretty much with the Levy family, so there's no reason for us to do it. But thinking ahead to 2028, if indeed we do vote to acquire the clubhouse, it'll be a whole new ball game. But at this point in time, this clubhouse is owned by Mr. Levy and his family, and we have no say, no final say, unless we wanted to go to court about it. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Give it a mic.
You say the medical office, it be open just for the residents, correct?
That's correct.
That's correct. Why we don't send to every resident a letter and let them sign if they willing to do that, if they agree? Then you know who agree and who not. That, I think, is my suggestion. Please do. Send everybody a letter, let them sign. If they want to cross the street, we have a medical office, cross the street. And what to start with the residents, and then it go with the street guys, and when they come on the property, you go lock at the door on 2 locks. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Okay, that's it. What's that song? Oh, we have a gentleman behind me.
I just wanted to correct the record. Joe Biden and Debbie Wasserman Schultz were in the lobby of the clubhouse.
That was before this, we told him he could not come into the clubhouse, he had to come. He was there before. The last time the vice president was here, he was in the temple. And the last time people representing them, his wife represented him, she was in the parking lot. You're correct, he was here, but they changed it, sir. They changed it.
Okay, when did they change that?
They changed it. What happened was, you're talking about what previously happened. He was here, yes, but then the next time he came, they would not allow him in here, he had to go to the temple. And when his wife came, Jill, she could not come in here.
But he was allowed, as
Yeah,
were
but they
other
changed- but they
public
changed the
officials.
laws. Yes,
Were
but they changed.
allowed. So is there not the possibility in the future that this
I
could be
tried.
allowed?
I tried, but they said he had to go into the club. He had to go to the temple. We tried.
I see.
We tried. He said.
I see.
but
Well,
see-
make that clear. You didn't really make that clear. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
I just have a question on Comcast, and I'm not sure who to address it to. I was asked last night.
Tell us who you are first, and I'll see if you can answer the question.
Okay, thank you. We have a gentleman.
No, you just didn't answer. You didn't tell us who you
I'm
are.
sorry, Mona Lloyd Dorset.
Thank you.
I apologize. We have a gentleman in Dorset, H, that has had difficulty getting internet, a Comcast service, since he moved in December of '22. And apparently this whole thing has been going round and round and round because the woman that lives next to him will not allow access to her unit. Last night I spoke to the president of our association, and she asked me to bring this up this morning. We're of the impression that Comcast has the option of running service in some other fashion other than through this woman. And I guess I want to confirm that we can actually deal with this gentleman's issues and we can get him service. It's a Dorset H.
I believe that was answered, Stanley.
I'm glad you asked that
question was
question.
answered.
I'll have an answer this afternoon. Comcast is meeting, and they're trying to figure out the best way how to resolve that problem. We're aware of it, and it'll be taken care of.
Wonderful.
I've been speaking to your president, so I kept her informed.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yes.
Hi, my name is Beverly Beechel. I'm in Mansfield G, new resident. I'm here maybe 7 months. I have a question. I found out from First Service how many renters are in Mansfield. I wanted to know. Yeah, I wanted to know how many renters are.
Hal, hold the mic a little closer to her.
I just wanted to know how many renters were in Mansfield. I see a lot. So I asked First Service, they told me 50% are renters. If I knew that before I bought in Mansfield, because I paid top dollar for 2-bedroom, I would have never bought a Mansfield. And I also thought I was buying in 55 and over. I see a lot of young people here. And I found out they were allowed to be here with their mother in a one-bedroom, which I think is like ridiculous. An adult son.
That
You
is
know.
up to your association.
Oh, this is not good.
That's right. Go to your president and ask them at the next meeting.
But Mike,
That's
if one unit owner is 55 or older, somebody can be under 55 and live with them.
Yes, but then she should get the answer from the president.
So now how do I find out about these?
Go to your president.
The president of the association.
Yeah,
Or
I
first
tried.
person.
What you just asked me, you ask them and they will give you the answer.
I tried to, contact the Mansfield president and I got no response.
And go to your building director.
No response.
That's,
I
you know,
missed two meetings.
we can't interfere in associations.
Oh, yeah?
We can't. Yes, sir.
Siciliano Building E, Preston. Number one, the bingo, they say, that you was running. How come they can't get a new bingo machine? They think he's breaking down every Wednesday.
That's being taken care of.
So it is?
Yeah, Pauline's my neighbor, she spoke to me about it.
Okay. And the other thing is, when you pull out of, New England, where the gate is, they always have a van parked there. I almost hit a guy on a bicycle, because you can't see him crossing. They always have a van parked there or a truck. You know what I'm talking about?
No, but I'll find
Just
out.
before the gate.
We'll check with security and find out what you're talking about. Because if there's a van parked there that's parked illegally, we'll have security move it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Mark Zimmerman in Guildford. The pool has been closed for over 3 months, but already open.
Where are you at?
The Guildford Association.
Don't they do good?
The pool has been closed for over 3 months for construction. When will the pool reopen? I mean, 3 months to fix
I
it?
have no idea. You have to talk to Send West. The pool belongs to Send West. When you leave here, go to the front desk. There's a woman by the name of Sherry there. Tell her what your request is, and they'll answer you. I can't. They own the property. Send West does. And I don't, and I'm not the president of Guildford. Yes.
Okay, I would like to make a comment. Oh, Alec Greenberg, Guildford.
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to make a comment about the future medical facility that's planned at the temple.
Okay.
Most of us completely oppose it. We understand that the only reason they want this medical facility because they have financial problems and they want to make their budget work, but this is not our problem. Most of the residents don't go to the temple, so we don't want this problem for us. We don't want a medical facility there because it's going to be a lot of trouble. If people need the facility, just like the previous person said, they can go right across the street to the Conviva. So we don't see any benefit, only trouble in front of it. And I can speak for most of the people that I know. They are completely outraged at the thought that we are going to have this facility right here at Century Village. This is not what this community is for.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Okay, now, if we get a motion to adjourn, please.
Excuse me, Mike?
Oh.
Mike, can I bring up a point?
Sure.
This is going to the pickleball court. It's a safety issue. The
Okay.
benches on the court are not safe there because if you're going back to run for a ball, you're running into them. And people have been bumping their legs in that bench. I'm also gonna bring it up to Sherry at the front desk, but I'd like to bring it up at the Cobrua meeting also.
Well,
As a safety issue.
if it's a safety issue, what I would do is bring it up to them and they'll recommend it to security and the M&O committee will come up with an answer for you.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Okay, now, if you make a motion to adjourn, please give him your name because I don't want to hear him saying I didn't get a name again. Okay, read it. Okay, do you have a second? a second, all in favor? What's that song, See You in September? Thank you very much, great meeting, thank you.